It's expensive to be made.
Welcome to Bravo's Moms Unfiltered, the podcast where real moms spill the tea on all the things Bravo and the chaos of everyday life.
We're your hosts, Allie and Crystal, two Bravo-assessed moms who aren't afraid to say what everyone's thinking completely unfiltered.
From housewives drama to mom life meltdowns, we're here to break it all down with humor, honesty, and maybe a little bit of bitching.
So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and get ready for some unfiltered fun. Welcome back, Bravo moms. We'll get started with Real Housewives of OC Reunion Part 3. I don't know about you, but this reunion to me was so boring. I don't think they needed this third part. I feel like I didn't really learn anything new. So just a couple of the highlights. I thought it was funny that Andy brought up Shannon hearing the theme song. And then I didn't realize that she actually was talking to production at one point. They told her that theme song was playing, so I don't know if it actually was or if they were just trying to gaslight her into thinking it, but I thought that was so funny. And then they showed some unseen footage of Shannon on that space cake. She is so funny. I love seeing her like that. Like, they need to show more of her
They need to
like
put
that.
her and Kathy in the
Yes,
same
Kathy
room.
Hilton, yes. Both her on a space cake, but Kathy Hilton not on a space cake. That would be so funny.
I would die.
That would be so funny. So then they talk about Heather said she had bad voodoo after her voodoo doll. I guess she tried to take it apart and she said it gave her bad voodoo because I guess you're not supposed to destroy those types of things. And Jen said she still feeds her voodoo doll. And I was like, that is kind of weird. She was saying that not actually feed it, but talk to it, give it stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then back in Amsterdam, Heather said she talked to her dad more than the clip we saw, which I kind of figured. And then, of course, Andy brings up Gretchen liking the social media posts. She said she was in shock and didn't recognize the post. She said she was probably scrolling at night and didn't think about liking the post. Heather said the fact that the girls had to say to go after her and Gretchen really didn't understand why made her upset. Gretchen said she unfollowed 200 accounts when she got back from Amsterdam. Heather said over the years she had heard rumblings about Gretchen like liking this type of stuff and not being into it, but associating with it, I guess. And then Gretchen said she hired a cyber analysis company to prove that the posts were not true. And she said what came out of that is that the posts that evidently Gretchen liked were tied back to Tamra. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Tamara said, evidently these posts were sent to Teddy a couple of years ago on Twitter, and the girls asked why Tamara sat on it for 2 years, and if she thought it was true, why did she wait? Which I think is a good point. Again, it's probably because, one, she wasn't on the show, and neither was Gretchen, but again, you had this information. You could have done something with it. Why wait? And then I said, why is Katie still here for this part? She wasn't even involved in any of this, and she's still sitting on the couch. Andy asked what Tamara's intentions were for telling Gina about the whole Gretchen thing and not Heather. Heather said that Tamara did text it to her, but she wanted no part of it. And then I just said, Tamara's being an asshole this whole reunion. I really thought she was going to do better, but she was an asshole this whole entire reunion. Andy shows them the aftermath of the Amsterdam dinner for the first time. The girls are in the car going to the airport, and Gina says Gretchen did like these accounts, but when she went to the post that Gretchen liked, she didn't see anything about Gretchen liking it at that time. So I don't know if Gretchen went back to the hotel and didn't like them, unliked it or unfollowed them.
Right.
Andy shows the girls when the cameras picked that back up about the details about Tamara talking to the bloggers. Katie's face was shocked the whole time, and I said, I wonder if their relationship is going to be strained from this, because Katie had no idea that any of that had happened. Tamara said this is bullshit and she didn't do it. And I said, who do we think leaked this? Because this was not obvious, but this was information that hadn't been leaked to the public yet. And if it wasn't Tamara, do you think it could have been Teddy? Do you think she told Teddy and Teddy leaked it?
Teddy or, yeah.
Or do you, because I could see Tamara telling Teddy this because Teddy's in the hospital and needs something to get off her mind. So I can see her telling Teddy, and then maybe Teddy did it. She needed the money. I don't know. But someone obviously close to everyone leaked this information. So, but that was the last of the reunion for OC. So very uneventful.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me because it's become very political now because Katie and Tamra are both kind of like, so there's this lawyer, she's called the Pink Woman Lawyer. I don't know if you follow her, but she is very political and she is a lawyer that helps with immigration.
Okay.
And so she is very against Trump. She is very democratic. And
Okay.
Katie and Tamara have both been hanging out with this woman. I love this woman. I follow her. She's a trans. So
Okay.
she's very well known in Orange County.
Okay.
And so they're kind of like posting and hanging out with this woman because she's a lawyer.
Yeah.
B, she's very democratic. Now we know that Gretchen is very Republican.
Yep, I was
It
gonna bring that up.
it is getting very political with these women,
Mhm.
and it is going to escalate in this matter. So Bravo needs to be very careful
Like,
now
yeah,
because
cautious.
we will be picking sides, and
Yeah.
I will be picking sides of the
Yep.
right side of history.
Yeah.
So Gretchen is gonna be looked through very carefully now on what she does, what she posts, what she says, who
Mhm.
she hangs out with,
Yep.
because the women are trying to now call it out. Like today, did you see Cece or Sierra's post with Paige?
No.
Oh my god. So
What'd
Craig
she say?
Craig is very Republican.
I could see that.
And so Sierra, there was a post that said, "Hey, blink once or blink twice, blink once if you are not a Trump fan or something, or Paige is not a Trump supporter." And Sierra puts in the comment, "wink." So
Craig said that.
no, they asked if
Oh,
Paige was a
okay.
Republican or a Democrat, if she was a Trump supporter.
Okay.
And Sierra answered basically saying that Craig is a Trump supporter
Got
and
it, and Paige is not.
Paige is not. So when you date and comes time for political, which I have been
Yep.
in the situation and I had broken up with someone over it because, your values and your core,
Mhm.
you can't, it doesn't work that way
Yeah.
in a relationship. You're either both one way or you're both the other
Yeah.
way. It can't work in that
Yeah.
same household.
'Cause I was
So
gonna say, I don't know if I was on a podcast or something, but they were saying that before Gretchen got on Housewives, she was very Republican and supporting Trump and MAGA and everything like that, and I guess she had pictures of herself wearing the hat, and then once she got on Housewives, she, like, deleted all that, so, just something to think about with her, I guess,
yeah,
but
it's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy that she deleted it, but doesn't necessarily mean that, now she wants to keep it private because if she
Yep,
wants to stay on the show.
yep, and
Because
that's kinda how I
Andy
feel
is
like she's
very
moving.
gay.
Yeah. Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
Andy's very
Yeah.
gay. And the Bravo community is based off of a bunch of,
Yeah.
trans,
Yeah.
gay, and so they need to start Xing people out. Like,
I know. I know.
I can't watch these anyways. So, yeah, so it's gonna get crazy. Southern Charm 2, that was on tonight, right?
No, that was on last
Episode.
week.
Episode 2?
It was last week. It was, Sally's
Sally's.
singles party.
Okay, let's talk about it because Sally's getting on my nerves now.
Me too.
She's like a girl's girl, and now she's trying to bring Taylor from last season into it. Remember the whole boyfriend debacle? Like, Sally's one of
Yeah,
those women where she wants to be she became besties with what's her name, and
Benita,
now she wants to hook up with Craig. Well, why do you wanna hook up with Craig
when you
when
know that he doesn't like your bestie.
she doesn't like your bestie?
Well,
And yeah.
and then she gets mad at her new friend, I forget the girl, because
Yeah.
she thinks she's flirting with Craig, and she gets upset about that, but it's like, what you think is happening here is what you did to Benita, you know what I mean? So
And
and then
she's very cocky about it. Like, she knows
yes,
she's hot. She knows she's got it together
yes.
and stuff like that, and it's just, like, it's giving me the ick. Like,
Yeah, and especially was it last episode that they showed on the first episode that they showed on this one, where they're at that party, and then she says something about, like, "Well, when Audrey and Austin break up, like, I'd go after him," or something like that. Like, "I wouldn't wait," or something like that, and I'm like, "How why would you say that?" And then, what's her name? Madison tells Audrey that
I
as they're
just
sitting there. Madison's just stirring the pot, just pregnant, just
Madison's like,
like
"Well, I think she wants Austin." Like, girl,
she did that on purpose.
I remember when Madison and, what is
Austin were
her
dating.
name? What's her name? The dark girl.
Lavanina?
Anita, they were really close at one point,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, they all wanna kiss ASS to all these 40-year-old men
Yeah,
who
that's what I was gonna
don't,
say, there's
like,
something good
can't
about
carry a
them.
relationship.
Yes. Well, can we talk about Shep
Ugh.
DMing that new girl and saying something about, like, her lemon dress, and then the girl's like, "Oh, Shep, like, I don't want anything to do with him." Like, come
Well,
on, Shep.
the town is small. The
Yes.
town is small, and he's what, 48, I think?
Is he really?
He's almost 50.
My
It's
god.
disgusting. I
Yeah,
mean, he looks good for the amount of alcohol that he drank
consumed.
has consumed, so it surprises me. And then there's Whitney.
Why is he
Whitney,
still in the show? He can just be a producer and just be that. He
he
doesn't add anything to the show.
I think he is the person that you get your drugs from.
I could see that 100%.
Like, I that's what I believe.
I mean, think about it, he's got his own house, he could sell it out of there, he's got his mom's money. He
Mhm.
doesn't need he doesn't need money. Yeah, I could see it.
He's the supplier for the
Yeah,
group. He's the
yeah.
supplier.
I feel like that's all that really happened, though, in this episode was
The beach.
Sally's party. Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
nothing interesting really happened.
I really feel bad for Austin's girlfriend because she looks like a sweet girl that's just gonna get run through Bravo,
Yes, I
and then she
know.
won't be able to speak her story because she
Signed an
signed an
NDA.
NDA.
Well, and then they live, what, 3 hours, 2 hours
Yeah,
from each other? That is
it's terrible.
ridiculous.
It's terrible.
I like how Austin goes, "I like my space, but I like when you're here, but then I like my space." So to me, that sounds like you would rather be single. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like, I wouldn't trust you drinking around these women.
I will say, I feel like he has kind of grown up with Audrey a little bit, like, more mature, actually wants to be in a relationship compared to other relationships I've seen him in,
Or he just knows how to hide it now.
or
He
that.
knows
Yeah.
he knows who to go to and who not
Yep.
to go to, like, you
Yeah.
can't yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like that was all for episode 2.
Yeah, that was it. They just had a party. What was the party for Sally sells seashell sell sh
Yes. She
not one.
sells Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Her
And
singles party.
it was a singles party, but nobody was single except for 2 people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If I wanted to watch a college party, I would just skip.
Right.
So, yeah, that was pretty much episode 2.
Yeah, it was, in
Like,
a nutshell.
I hate they're framing it around Sally.
I feel like this season's gonna be big around her.
Ugh, it sucks.
Yeah.
Anyways, Real
S
Housewives of Salt Lake City episode
Yep.
10.
Episode 10. So Whitney planned a surprise potluck for Brittany after everything that happened to her on the plane. They all come in and they tease their hair like Brittany did in that one episode. I didn't remember this episode, but Angie has the idea to make their hair look like Brittany's at the bar mitzvah party, where they say it was her body count hair or something like that.
Mhm.
And then Brownyn has a mobile teddy bear station to replace Uni, which I thought was cute. And then they all pick out an animal for her and then record the saying and then put it in there for her.
Oh, yeah, that was cute.
Mary said she had a problem with Brittany on the boat, but what Meredith did to her wasn't right, so she's tolerating her, which I think is big of her because from what it sounds like, that wasn't how anyone should be treated. The ladies don't know where to go from here with Meredith and Lisa after this. And then I was like, how did Whitney notice that Brown wasn't wearing her wedding ring? Like, she spotted that from across the room and then, like, called it out in front of everyone. So then Brown tells the ladies that Todd was looking at pictures of another woman on the airplane. Brown says she kicked him out of the house and hasn't talked to him and keeps saying that she needs space. So then we go to Mary's church that has been renovated after 2 years. Lisa and Meredith are on the way. She talks about how her and John still aren't on the same page. I really feel like they may be Splitsville coming soon, but I guess we'll see.
Who with who?
Lisa and John.
Really? You think they're No.
I don't know. Or it's gonna be a separate or like a trial separation or something. Brittany meets up with Jared, and all I have to say is why.
Oh
That
my
guy
god,
is
it was so
such an asshole.
God.
I was, like, screaming at her through the screen, like, "Why do you do this to yourself?"
Why do you wear those shoes when you're walking through the
Yes.
forest?
Yes.
Is what I was thinking the whole
So
time.
she says that they're still on a break. Brittany and Jared get to a fight, and she leaves saying, "This is why I break up with you." Brittany wants an answer as to what they are, and he won't give her one. He says, "How about you stay stable for about 5 minutes?" Which I was like, "Wow, that's just I can't even with that." Todd finally comes back home and they talk. He says they talked and finally resolved their issue, which I feel like they kind of just buried it under a rug. It's Mary's open church day. She meets up with her cousin and said Robert is still high and he is not there for her church opening, which is very sad. And I know more news has come out about him and his wife or ex-wife now. Everyone shows up to Mary's church opening except Brittany. Did she not invite Brittany? Because literally everyone was there but her.
She did not invite Brittany because remember, Brittany had said, you were the most, for you being a godly woman, you're the person that has the worst negativity towards me or something like that.
But
Like,
was this
she said it
when
on
she
the
said
phone.
that?
She
But
said it on,
then, like but
yeah.
then Mary said she was tolerating her at the party, so I thought maybe she might, like, throw an olive branch. And then Mary does her first service at her mass, and she's very emotional, and so is everyone else, and that's kinda where we leave that episode. So, that was just an okay episode. Potomac, episode 8.
Let me see my turn. So Potomac is a hot mess. Ashley has the Pride Parade. She has a Pride Parade and Monique shows up and they get introduces Ashley introduces Monique to all the new women. Obviously, she knows a few of them like Wendy and Giselle. And then Case tries to get messy at the party and brings like Monique's ex-husband Chris up and says that aren't you dating him, Stacy, or something? And Stacy like looks at her and like, no, like you're getting it wrong. And so it's just like they keep attacking Stacy because Stacy is so strong. They're trying to like break her. And it's crazy how these women just try to go for one person
Mhm.
and nothing has broken Stacy because Stacy's
Yeah,
like, you guys are crazy. And it's funny because she's the tallest out of everybody. So when
I
they're
know.
trying to fight her, they're like literally looking up. And
Yeah.
Stacy's like, no, ma'am, it's not gonna happen.
Was Stacy ever a model?
She was a state pageant Miss Universe.
Okay.
Yeah, she did a couple of pageants and stuff. Stacy and Wendy have a conversation about Stacy's Shio gummies, THC line, and it's a Nigerian name because apparently Stacy did a DNA test and she has a little bit of Nigerian in her. And Wendy starts laughing because Wendy's like, "You're pronouncing it wrong," and I found that very funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
And Stacy's like, "Well, thank you for correcting me. I don't know my Nigerian roots, but if you're gonna market your own gummy bears, you need to know how to say the word right."
For real.
It's weird, the girls get on a float, the Pride Parade float, and it's a G&A float. And remember, Ashley and Giselle they did G&A means
Yes,
Giselle and Ashley,
Ashley,
but
yeah.
still nobody knows what they're selling. Like,
Yeah,
what are
I didn't understand that.
I think it's just, a front for it whenever they get paid, they gotta go
Mm,
through a business and for tax
like, through,
purposes,
like, an LLC type thing?
they all ride on the float and then they grab lunch. Monique starts telling her side of the story of marriage, and it was crazy to hear Monique's side of the story because 'cause she's been very quiet about it. She wasn't one of those women that, like, put their husband and divorce on blast. She was very calm, cool, and collect, which Giselle noticed that she has a very calm demeanor now, and she basically is, like said, like, like, he's not a good guy. And it's sad because they have, like, 3 children together.
Yeah.
And, Chris liked being the head of everything, like the star of the show. So when Monique got on Bravo, it kind of like he didn't want her to be the star. It's almost like he wanted to be the lights, which that's sometimes correct. So she said that the last time they had sex, the next morning she woke up and like looked at him and said, "You'll never enter me again." And it like basically that was like her storyline. Like that's how I ended my marriage.
That's
Like one
crazy.
day I woke up and I just
That
finally
was it.
realized like this isn't for me.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I've done it. My first marriage, I left him and he was asleep. I went to work and I threw my ring in his shoe and I never looked back. And then the ladies meet for lunch. Janelle announces that she has 10 million downloads on her podcast, Reasonably Shady.
I saw that.
Kay tells the girls that Stacy called Chris and told him what Monique said about their marriage. And Monique and Wendy meet up for lunch and Wendy makes up with Monique. I guess they had a falling out. Wendy tells Monique that she is not friends with Karen and Cookie and has been telling all the girls about Karen while she's in jail. So there's this lady named Cookie that used to be best friends with Karen, who's incarcerated.
That's not the is that the same lady we saw when they went out for breakfast at that
Yeah.
one place? Okay.
Yeah. So Giselle has been BFF with this lady named Cookie, so she can get the
Okay.
inside scoop. And Wendy's telling Monique, and Monique is like, I don't trust Cookie. She's like, don't trust that woman. Don't trust anything she says. She's not a good person. So Wendy like raises her eyebrows. And then they switch to Stacy and her husband taking their daughter to swim lessons. And Stacy kind of reminds me of Giselle and her dedication to her kids. And I like seeing that part of Bravo moms with their connection with their kids
Yeah.
and how they work well with video, having cameras in their face and then also having to be a parent, a good parent.
Yeah.
So I like the way Stacy treats her daughter. Tia shows up, really weird. Tia shows up at the swimming and like invites Stacy and her husband to a dinner. And Stacy's husband gets very awkward and like declines and he leaves. And Tia's like talking how awkward the interaction was, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it was weird. He didn't want to be involved in it. Like he wants to film with Stacy, but he doesn't want to get involved in the women drama. So I can see why
Yeah.
he declined because obviously he knows what the women have said about him. Giselle checks out a spot for her party to celebrate the 10 million followers. She also says Robin does not want to come on the show because of the way she left the show. So she doesn't want to show up to her own party. Wendy goes on a double date with Tia and tells her about her interaction with Stacy, which was very crazy because this
Yes.
is where like Tia flips. Like I've never seen like Tia kind of was like my favorite because she wasn't into the drama. She was more of a positive. But then she gets into it and starts dogging Stacy and how
So
fake Stacy.
was Tia a housewife before Potomac?
No.
Okay.
And then, so Wendy calls Stacy during the double date because Tia tells Wendy that she feels the safest with her. And Wendy was like, "What?" And so Wendy calls her and confronts her. And Stacy's like, "Tia, why would you say that? Like, why would you start shit?" And so Tia was like taken back and Tia was like, "Well, that's what you said." And so it was really weird. It was really weird because Tia was trying to have her storyline. She doesn't really have a storyline yet.
Yeah, so she was trying to get one.
And so her storyline now is fighting with Stacy, which is
Yep.
everybody's fighting with Stacy.
Yep.
And so Wendy said Kay and Angela are obsessed with Wendy because Kay and Angela are gunning for Wendy. Like they just want to fight with Wendy. And Wendy and
Yeah.
Stacy are like on the same level. They're like,
Yeah.
nothing to argue with. You're not on my same level. So the day of Giselle's party, guess who shows up from Love Island? Do you remember Wale?
Yes, I forgot he showed up.
He shows up and Ashley's like, "What?" And she was a
And
little bit shocked and hurt because he kinda, like, ignores her and
yes,
brings flowers for Robin.
yes.
Robin is engaged, married, or whatever, or maybe we don't even know anymore. But why would Wale show up with flowers for Robin?
I thought it was Giselle.
No, he brought the flowers for Robin.
That's
I remember.
crazy.
It was like Ashley was, like, hurt. I was like, "Ashley, you've been around the world. Stop it."
First of all, it was crazy to see him there, because if you didn't watch Love Hotel, you wouldn't have known who he was.
Right.
And second of all, the fact that he totally dismissed her and went to Giselle's side over there was crazy. He didn't even acknowledge that she was there.
He
That
did
was
not.
crazy.
He did not. I give props to Wale, though, because Ashley did him dirty. Like,
Yes.
she made out with that other guy.
And Wale was so into her.
Yeah. All the ladies thinks it's wrong of Robin to not show up. They all put their 2 cents in. Um, Cookie shows up. Then Stacy pulled the ladies aside with Tia and Wendy, and Tia says, "I woke up at 5 in the morning to come meet you and your family at the swimming pool." And then they start arguing, and Tia's yelling at Stacy, and Stacy just starts clapping and says, "Bravo, bravo." Like, you're making something out of nothing, which she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And then Kay starts in on Stacy and saying, "Why are you talking to Chris and telling him information?" And Stacy's like, "What are you talking about?" And so then Cookie gets involved somehow. Wendy finally steps in and says, oh, well, Wendy steps in and says, Monique is not the most credible person. And I mean, Cookie's not the most credible person, and that Monique should be here because this is about Monique. And then Cookie gets heated, like she wants to fight. And then they escort her out. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was.
And Stacy says, just because you say something doesn't make it true. Kay says, I would never trust you around my husband. And Stacy says, you don't have one.
Yeah, I know.
And I died laughing.
Yeah,
Then
that was good.
Yeah, and then they go to episode 9, and I'll say a little bit because I didn't watch most I watched a little bit, and so then they end up like, the conversation got heated, and Charisse was there for some odd reason. Charisse was there, and she's, like, a guest on the show, a couple of the shows, because she's also a guest on Atlanta, I think. And so she ends up calling Chris. And then Chris is like, confirms, like, I have no idea what you're talking about, and hangs up. And Stacy was like, that confirms, like, he would have said, yes, Stacy told me. But he says, no,
Mhm.
I don't know what you're talking about. And they still do not believe Stacy. After Chris said no, it's crazy to me how they're just
Yeah,
trying to like call Stacy out and
see
still
out,
call her a liar, even though the direct source is like, no, I don't know what
saying no.
you're talking about. So I just don't get it. It's like they're out to get Stacy. And then Angel tries to blame Wendy for the fake filler comment, and Giselle steps in and said, "No, I actually started it." So Wendy starts laughing and said, "You almost had me." And then there was a scene where Ashley and her mom have a sit down, and I feel bad because Ashley doesn't really have a storyline yet.
Yeah.
And she ends up bringing her mom and her boyfriend relationship in, who lives off of her. And I feel bad because, like, Ashley, you've tried this line in like 3 seasons ago when you had your husband.
And it didn't work.
Yeah. And now you're trying to bring your mom back in. And it's just like, girl, like, do better. Don't throw
Yeah,
your, don't put your mom into this. Your mom
don't
has
bring
had
her in
your
it.
back, takes care of your kids. You go on all these lavish vacations, get to sleep with all these random men now, and you get paid from your ex-husband. So
Yeah,
it's mind-boggling. And then I can't remember. I'll have to finish the episode, but that's where I left.
yeah. I didn't even see that part yet. Some quick Bravo news. Masha from McBee Dynasty is going to need to report to jail for 2 days after her boyfriend Stephen McBee enters prison.
Wait, Masha's doing jail time?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know how long, but that's came up on some of like the Bravo sites I followed. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Why would she
She's
only do 2 days? That's almost like you might as well just give her 1,000 hours of community service or something.
I don't know if it was 2 days or they're saying after Steve McBee reports to jail, it's been 2 days since he's been in jail and now she has to report. That's kinda how I took it.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, at that point, if she's gonna do 2 days, why doesn't she just do, like, house arrest or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 2
Where she
days is
can't
nothing.
leave.
I mean,
And then, did you see about, Mo Umansky?
yeah, who's he
How he was
cozying up with
spotted
now?
some girl from F-Boy Island, she's 34, he's 54, and they were cozying up during dinner in West Hollywood, where he was, like, hugging her from behind and kissing her. Ugh, that guy's going through a midlife crisis. How do you think his, like, daughters feel about this? 34, that has to be, what, in between Farrah and one of their other daughters' age,
Uh,
right? Like,
it's
I don't
crazy.
even know. Heather Gay was casted for the next season of Love Hotel.
No
Love
way.
that for her. She will do great. Mary Crosby's son, Robert, his wife, has filed for divorce weeks after his latest arrest for violating the restraining order. So can't say I didn't see that coming. It's sad and unfortunate.
Wait. Kelly to her daughter, showing Kelly threatening.
Did you see this?
This message was, yeah, I saw it shared by a friend of Jolie because Jolie had Kelly.
So I
What
saw
restraining order?
so there was a video of Jolie, she's vaping and holding onto her phone.
Yeah, I saw that part.
And then Kelly is saying something to her. So I didn't know that her and Jolie were not on speaking terms, but evidently someone sent her daughter a recording of Kelly threatening Jolie, yelling at her dad and just like saying really bad things that a mom shouldn't say. And then Kelly did her own TikTok saying, I know a lot of people have seen this. Basically, like, believe what you want. I can't say much right now, but when I can, things will be coming out, is what she said.
Yeah, but Kelly's brother even has called Kelly
Yes.
disgusting.
Yes, I was gonna say, and then I saw that too.
Yeah, and I believe it
So,
because
oh yeah,
Kelly's not the nicest person. Like,
no, she never has been. Even at like BravoCon, she was talking about like Tamra and everything, like all of them. So that is all I have for Bravo news.
oh my god. So I watched the Mormon Wives, the House
Hmm.
of the Mormon. What is it? Not the Mormon.
Oh, Secret Life of Mormon Wives.
Is it The Secret Life of Mormon Wives? Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's his face on it, Marciano?
And Whitney now just got she's gonna be Roxy in
Yes,
Chicago.
yes.
Crazy how Demi and what's her face are fighting. Demi and
Jesse.
Jesse. So that whole debacle is crazy to me.
Yes.
Demi, Jesse, and Marciano. So I believe whoever paid Marciano more money was the one that he was gonna go for,
Oh, 100%.
and threw the
That
other
was
girl under the bus
yeah,
because Marciano is always about the money, and it's so funny that
and
Lisa
the
put
fame.
her 2 cents in too. When you have no credibility for what you did when who's the DJ? Who's the DJ from Vanderpump Rules?
I'll see his face. Why do I wanna
And
say
she's over
Tyler?
here because Demi's trying to say that Marciano touched her when unwanted touch. And so now all the ladies are trying to say that that's false. Why are you spreading this lie and then still
Mm,
texting him? Well, she's been in an abusive relationship. And
yeah,
if you've been in an abusive relationship, women have the tendency to always come back.
yeah.
And Demi can't show proof, she can't show receipts, she has recordings, all this stuff, and she can't show it probably because of the NDA that Bravo has her on.
Well,
But
I
it's
also thought it was weird that her daughter had a nickname for Marciano. Did you get to that part? Demi's
was it
daughter
in
had a nickname. It was like something baby is what she called him, and then she said that her daughter accidentally clicked FaceTime on her phone, and then the 3 of them FaceTimed.
Yeah, I don't get it. Was it a picture?
I'm like, "I don't believe that. My
Yeah,
kids
it
don't
was
accidentally hit FaceTime on my phone while I'm talking to someone."
something's going
And
on.
then she sent a picture of her, didn't she, to Marciano, of her daughter? Like, it was I don't know,
Yeah, she sent
it's
the
weird.
picture. Who do you believe, though? Do you believe, like
I don't believe either of them. I think something shady is up with both of them. I'm leaning more towards Jessie, but I don't necessarily believe either of them. There's a lot of skeletons in both of their closets. They both know a lot about each other, obviously, with the whole Fruity Pebbles pea thing that just came out.
It's so crazy to me, the Fruity Pebbles and how they're trying to, like, make this bigger, because if the
Yes.
role was reverse, like, you know how much more worse that would be if a
Yep.
man peed on her? Like,
Mhm.
so that's
Mhm.
why, but also Mormon wives are weird, like, the Mormon culture,
Yes.
their sex life, whatever, is
Everything about
just
it is
so
different. Yeah.
it's crazy to me, it's crazy to me, and now Demi is like, it's all scripted.
I saw that too. So who do you believe? Do you
I
believe
don't
Demi or Jesse?
I believe Demi because I believe Whitney,
Okay.
just because I feel that they try to alienate Whitney and it didn't work.
So
And
you
now
believe that Jesse and Marciano
yes.
did more than kissing?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe
What about Marciano and Demi? Do you think they did something?
I yeah, of course they did. They did something. Of course they did.
I mean, they were all over each other on Vanderpump Villa, like, it was very hard to miss that.
Yeah.
But what I don't get is Demi said that her husband was okay with everything.
Yeah.
Do you think they're, like, swingers or something weird like that?
Jesse's a swinger because
Okay.
remember what's her face called her out.
Taylor?
Was it what not who was the other girl on Dancing with the Stars?
Jen Affleck, yeah.
Jen Affleck and them had to sit down at a coffee shop one time. I think it was her, and said, "I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not a swinger like you," or something like that.
Hmm,
And there was a
I don't
flash.
know. I
So,
they're
they're
they're both they're both really weird, and the fact that Demi didn't film for half of the 3rd season and then came in was also very suspicious to me, so and the same thing with Whitney. I don't think Whitney did it to be on Dancing with the Stars. That was her
and she was
endgame.
open, she was honest.
Yes. She
The
was
girls
honest
tried
about it.
to alienate her and kick her
Yes.
off because none of them wanted to film with her,
Yes.
which I thought was crazy. It's crazy to me because Whitney was helping Affleck, the girl Affleck,
Yes.
when she got
Yeah.
alienated,
Yeah.
and then she turned on Whitney,
Mhm.
and I was like, "What? Like, why would you do that when she was the only one in the group that, like, accepted you
Yeah. Yeah.
and was there when you were crying when the girls put on a little
Yep.
sticky note that you were fake?" Because you were
Mhm.
fake. You were telling your
Yeah.
husband one thing and then
And
telling the
then
girls another
girls
thing.
the other. Mhm.
So, I don't know. I got into it because I watched it. You were doing your little thing, and I was like, "It's all over my feed now, and I
I
can't."
mean, it's such an easy watch, but and I don't mean this in any way to anyone that's Mormon, but it is such a weird lifestyle.
It is a
And
weird
I don't
lifestyle.
know if the girls, like, play it up more than it actually is, but I'm like, if the things they say aren't allowed, why do they do things like swinging and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
Like,
they're
are they
not
actually
sitting
Mormon?
together.
I thought you're supposed to wear, like, undergarments and stuff like that, but yet I don't see them wearing that.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know. I don't know that much about being Mormon, but
It's almost like
it's
we
just
should, like, do a recap of Mormons and what their actual beliefs
uh,
are and stuff. I
yeah.
find it weird, and then Taylor's baby daddy is hanging out with Marciano in, like, Vegas and partying with him and stuff like
Why does
that.
that not surprise me? See,
How is it
he was, like, into drugs or something like that because he's sober, I believe, right?
I don't he's partying in Vegas right now. Like, I just
Yeah, some yeah.
what I don't
I
get
wonder
is he was texting Taylor's mom's friend,
yeah, it was like a family friend, right?
and
And
that's where
then
things
so
ended.
he told Jordan, which was Jesse's husband. Jordan told Jesse, and Jesse wanted to tell Taylor. And I don't remember, I think did he finally tell her? But and then
He
they called her, and then Taylor and her mom called the family friend. First of all, can we talk about how Taylor's mom looks like Taylor? She's got
yeah.
so much work done, like
It's crazy because, like, when they went to Hollywood or when they were doing their show, premiere of their show,
yeah,
and the mom was in the hotel, and Taylor had just found out about it, and Taylor's brother was there, like, she had her head down the whole time, like, she was
Taylor's
ashamed.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was very weird.
Yeah.
And it was just like a picture. Like, when they
Yeah.
got her on the phone, it was like they were trying to get more information out of her,
Yes.
but, like, she was like, "I don't know what you're talking about, like, we never hooked up, there was nothing, like," and then it was like, "Well, you sent him a picture.
Yeah,
You
and
sent
Taylor's
him a
mom's
picture."
like, "You did this, you did this."
And I'm like, "Why are you hating on her
Yeah,
when
it takes 2 to
you
tango.
he's done this before?" Not
Yeah,
like, why are you
yeah,
hating on the woman that was
on
probably
her.
victimized?
Yeah,
Probably telling her,
because
like, "We're
because
done."
she's only hearing his side of the story at that point, and of course, he's gonna make it seem like, "I didn't do anything, she came on to me, blah, blah, blah." But like you said, he has history of this. He's done this in the past
Now Taylor's over here doing Love Island
with The
or
Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette, and then you're over
Yes,
here trying to hook up with football players and stuff like that. So it's just weird.
yeah,
It's just weird to
I
me,
know,
like,
it's weird.
you expect these men to submit and only submit to you, but yet you're allowed to go and do this. You
That's
know
what
what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying, like, it's like a double standard.
Yeah.
I was wondering how any of the housewives of Salt Lake City feel about them. I know, like, Heather's not Mormon anymore, but just wondering how they feel about these people and you know what I mean? Especially Heather being ex-Mormon.
Right, and some of the places that where they were filmed are some of the places that I've seen in Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
And so I was, like, trying to, like, "Where have I seen this from? Where have I
yeah,
seen it there?" So,
yeah. And then the whole Michaela with, um, her abuse growing up and stuff like that. And then did you know she was 16 when she got pregnant with her first child with her husband?
mm-mm,
And he was not 16. I wanna say he was 18 or so.
I
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah.
That's
She
crazy.
I felt like she was such an asshole to him, and he just wants to do anything to please her. And I get, like, she's got trauma, she's pregnant, hormones, all that stuff. I don't know, I did not like her this season.
I don't like her at all. I don't like her at all. She's just weird, like, her
Mhm.
storyline is, like, she just hates on everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's see where it goes from here.
yeah.
Let's see. It's crazy
Alright.
that Whitney is now, like, in the exact line of what Ariana got
Yes.
when
I
her phone
know,
happened.
I know, I thought the exact same thing when they announced that she was doing Roxy Hart.
And I'm like,
Or
"Oh,
yeah,
what's next? Love Island?"
exactly. Yeah, she's gonna be a host of something next after this.
It seems to have a pattern with
Yeah,
whoever her person is. So
yeah. I mean, good for her.
good for oh, there was something else too. I saved it on
Was it the
Instagram.
Page one you're talking about?
Was it the page one? It was something else. I saved it. Oh, something about Brett, Demi's husband, was on a Ponzi scheme.
Hmm, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. He looks sketchy.
Jen Shaw gets released in 8 days, and I saw Andy posted again that we will not be seeing her on Bravo, so I wonder what happened.
Yeah. And that's a wrap on the episode of Bravo's Moms Unfiltered. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did spilling the tea. Because let's be real, moms need unfiltered moments too.
Make sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode, and if you love today's chat, leave us a review. It will help other Bravo-loving moms find us.
Yes, don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple, what else?
Amazon Music.
Amazon. And then also Instagram.
Yes.
And yeah, like us,
That is
star
it.
us, give us your opinion, please, please, please.
Yes. Until next time, keep the wine chilled, the drama on TV, and the mom life real.
See you next week, Bravo Moms.
I'm reckless, offensive. I destroy your defenses. My guest list is priceless, and yes, I run a tight ship.